Have you ever questioned everything you thought you knew about love, loyalty, and desire? I never imagined it could happen to me, even after 30 years of marriage. I thought I understood the boundaries of my heart. I was wrong. I'm Carla, a wife, a mother, and for the first time, I'm ready to tell the truth about what happens when temptation becomes impossible to resist. My husband, David, is the kind of man who takes pride in doing things the right way. A provider, a protector, a man who values loyalty above all else. For years, I believed that was enough. We had a rhythm, a routine, and it worked mostly. But over time, I realized something was missing. It wasn't David's fault. Life simply has a way of dulling the spark that once burned so brightly. David loved me, I knew that. But love left unattended becomes predictable. Our conversations revolved around bills, schedules, and the occasional health concern. The laughter we once shared was replaced with quiet, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being invisible, like I'd become part of the furniture in my own home. Then there was Ryan, David's longtime friend. Ryan had always been part of our lives, a familiar face at parties, a comforting presence at family dinners. But there was something different about him. Charming in a way David wasn't, effortlessly confident, with eyes that made you feel truly seen. I had always thought of him as just a friend, until one evening, everything changed. It was a Saturday night at our apartment in Chicago. David was in the kitchen preparing dinner while Ryan and I sat in the living room. Our conversation turned unexpectedly personal. He asked about me, about my passions, my dreams, questions no one had asked me in years. I found myself opening up, sharing parts of me I'd long forgotten. Looking back, I realized that was the moment the shift began. The way he looked at me, curious and attentive, made me feel alive again. I told myself it was harmless. After all, Ryan was David's best friend, and I was a devoted wife. But in the weeks that followed, I noticed subtle changes, a lingering glance, a casual touch. Tiny gestures that seemed insignificant to anyone else, but to me, they were everything. The first time we kissed, it was raining. We had met for coffee, something we'd done countless times before. But this time felt different. There was an undeniable tension, unspoken yet electric. As we said goodbye, he reached for my hand, and before I could think, his lips met mine. Soft at first, hesitant, then deeper. In that moment, I forgot everything else. I knew it was wrong. I knew the risks. But something inside me had awoken, a part one thought was lost forever. With Ryan, I felt seen, desired, understood. He reminded me what it meant to be a woman, not just a wife or a mother. I couldn't stay away. Our meetings became rituals. Quiet cafes hidden from prying eyes, drives through the countryside, even a rented cabin for an afternoon. In those stolen moments, it felt like the world didn't exist, just the two of us. He held me, kissed me, and reminded me of things I hadn't felt in years. For those hours, I allowed myself to believe it was okay. But guilt was always there, lurking. Every time I returned home, David greeted me with his usual smile, and the weight of my betrayal pressed down. Even as I told myself I had to stop, I couldn't. Ryan had become my escape, my secret, my everything. The lies grew easier over time. Quick excuses, careful planning, but secrets have a way of catching up. One evening, David mentioned Ryan casually, expressing gratitude for his friendship. His words cut me deep. Here was the man I loved, trusting both of us completely, and I was betraying him in the worst way. Was it worth it? The passion, the excitement. Was it worth risking everything I had built over decades? I didn't want to stop, though. With Ryan, I had rediscovered a part of myself I thought I had lost forever. This is my story, one of desire, temptation, betrayal, and the choices that define us. If you've ever questioned the lines between loyalty and temptation, I hope my story resonates. Life is complicated, and the heart doesn't always play by the rules. If this story moved you, subscribe to Cheating Secrets for more real-life tales of love, betrayal, and the complexity of human connection. Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your perspective. Remember, life is messy, love is complicated, but every choice we make brings us closer to the truth we're searching for.